Hey, salut, salut, salut. Alors, baisser le son de la musique. Hop. Le jeu, ça arrive. Hop. Voilà. Ok. Oh, j'ai trouvé une musique. Je la cherchais depuis longtemps. C'est elle.
Relax.
Alors. On dure pas longtemps après les autres, ils vont revenir. Bon, du coup, ça, mes quêtes quotidiennes et tout, je le ferai plus tard.
You think
Oui, donc ça, c'est quand les défis. J'ai fait le 3 hier. Oh, je suis celui-là. Mais hier, je me promenais dans la ville de Sumeru. Toi? Ça lag. C'est dur à charger Sumeru. Donc ouais, je me promenais dans la ville. Alors j'ai trouvé Lisa déjà. Elle est dans la boutique de souvenirs. Et du coup je me promenais, j'étais dans l'académie, j'ai tout remonté comme ça. Je regardais s'il n'y avait pas des coffres cachés et tout. Et la quête Genèse Inversé s'est déclenchée. Voilà. Faut que je parle à ces gens-là. Ils étaient en train de discuter, on les écoutait. Ils parlaient de... Quoi ça? What the fuck? C'est pas... What? J'ai pas l'impression que ce soit mon jeu qui bug. Mais... OBS. Faut que je fasse la mise à jour. J'ai une mise à jour OBS à faire depuis un moment. Et il parlait d'une région d'Inazuma aussi.
I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of the... Ugh. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler.
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploit. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started...
So what? For the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kind of lacking. Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able...
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to...
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatarasuna's past.
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tataras...
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive for a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatarasuna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, but in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the sword maker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, The records also mention a kabuki mono.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatarasuna for a while before disappearing without a trace.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens? Seems kinda fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of.
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Even back then, Tatarasuna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa.
Wait, so there are 2 missing?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the detail.
The Kaidahara clan.
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the kabuki mono was not a human, but a
Puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do.
No! Paimon just meant, how
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be...
C'est long. Il y en a des mots.
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well.
Oh ouais. Super intéressant.
Sawada was encouraging me to follow. Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue?
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information... Besides, if there really was a political power...
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me some...
We have some other stuff to do, so what?
All right, thank you.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has to do with... Okay, then even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh? After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually... If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics... Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like...
Mais il a l'air de se promener bien tranquillement, comme un prisonnier.
No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Hop, on rentre dans le sanctuaire. Naïda. Il y a Scaramouche là.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the... Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Suristana? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, it was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to...
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to... As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite plus. He's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming...
Sometimes it's you using them. Other times, it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for my...
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agree.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you... Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before, there's Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twins' details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, the amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. So I asked the balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able... Exactly! Or what if... I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle. As Sumeru's deity,
It is my responsibility to be on guard against the balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to...
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. It seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the... Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbin. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outgrade. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport...
Ok.
Wow, it looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because...
Allez, vite, 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 la lumière, ça fait
Look at
laguer.
that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temp.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry.
Fine, let's call it truce.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We, per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you...
If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy, it's unbearable.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection.
Is this a small sap? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him.
Ça nous TP direct? Ok. Du coup, on est dans la l'Irminsul.
Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul. Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here, pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything?
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of...
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close.
Hey, so... Say we did go running off and... what are you smirking?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Ok.
It looks the same in every direction. wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge...
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents.
The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're...
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this, so... Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers. Well done. Smart and attentive as always. So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out...
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out they're...
If you mean the mysterious events, the...
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatar...
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gese got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So,
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul.
Wait! How did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh?
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What can...
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you...
Whoa!
What?
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Naga. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tataras, the forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside us.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forge.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that thing. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarm. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so...
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone, so I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about...
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to...
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little I thought I'd disguise myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, it's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get in.
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out.
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui?
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your name.
That's it? That's why you gave us your cursed technology?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have?
If you give him my heart, he has nothing to prove to anyone.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? Mr. Niwa? All right. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade.
Hey, are you alright?
Dottore. Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means.
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten...
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from... It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by this. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected." The mechanic answered, Miwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for. He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth. He thought Miwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim?
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Tottori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Ok.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, aren't you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well,
Huh?
the reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she... Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say, did you get all that, Lesser Lord?
Yes. Astonishing.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside your head? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Nothing. I was just thanking him for help. So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily,
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta... Oh no.
Oh, King
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now?
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with Soul. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his ability?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our...
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me... We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul.
We're out! And we're at...
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but...
An emergency? How bad is it?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor...
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible! Right! You can't just rewrite history. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure... So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't... Paimon's so confused. Huh? Ah! Sorry. Paimon accidentally... but erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul? Uh-oh. Paimon's there's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, well... There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we... Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But, so, how about... Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Andrean chili chicken, almond tofu, also Adeptus Temptation, golden shrimp balls, triple... What Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember. Is that a food too? Huh. Weird. what's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it some... So, the balladeer. Is that someone... Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
On a Inazuma. Ok. Oui, par rapport au type de la forge. Ah mais Nomade to go, qui c'est?
Quit following me.
We've made it to Amanoma's smithy.
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I want. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, the art of forging practiced by these 5 clans, was first taught to them personally by the almighty Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, but fortunately, Kaede Harakazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, if my memory serves me right, you yourself were present.
Oh, yeah, we were! Paimon, we learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
That, in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, there is no harm in telling you. But I must warn you, the Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage.
Vengeful? What?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee. But he rushed to Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day. And overseeing it was the armory, knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives. Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son, in his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, in his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan, which he belonged to. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. On to the next...
La commission culturelle, ok.
Traveler! It's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait in.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss...
We'll be heading in then. Bing!
Hello, dears. Is this... Of course, traveler. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings. As for the Commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as...
So pretty much...
Very much.
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In fact, I Miss Kamisato
Okay.
I must say, many things. I mean, whenever the
On est
Commissioner
en train de voir si tout ce qu'il a fait n'a pas eu d'impact sur...
Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed. The Commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance. They say it's because Toma's a much better chef than they get to talking about you sometimes too. Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together, it's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kami. As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and so in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are all wonderful.
Paimon likes it here too! Also, Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite her.
Of course.
Alright, goodbye for now. We're up. Great! Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see.
All right.
On va aller là-bas.
Are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travel.
Normalement, j'avais réglé le problème ici. C'est pour ça du coup qu'il y avait plein de fautes oui dedans. C'est peut-être là-dedans du coup qu'ils fabriquaient les yeux maléfiques là.
Well, here we are. But what are we...
Do my eyes deceive?
Xavier? What are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There.
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Certainly do. I've researched. If there's anything you want to know, just like the back of my hand. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasu. Oh, well, it's a long story. I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technology...
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna?
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up? Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono. I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki.
Kabukimono, c'est Scaramuccia.
Of course!
Oh, we're leaving?
Oh, you're most farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but what's up? Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. Hey, don't mention it. All right.
Hop là.
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment.
We have time. What do you want to...
It's the same topic we discussed last...
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh? Oh.
I presume you'll want to read mine.
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more...
What did you find out?
It's a long story.
Wow, so many new details.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Ugh. So there's no...
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean...
And they're back at it. These guys are...
Oh, so sorry. Look at us.
You're welcome. See ya.
Keep us in the loop if you find out anything else.
Will do.
Yeah.
The wind rises.
Nahida, we're here.
Traveler, Paimon.
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting.
The balladeer? You look troubled. Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
That's quite... So, this puppet known as the balladeer erased himself.
But how was he...
As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding any... Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully...
So, you believe this person really...
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is the Traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information about
Ah, c'est parce que je viens d'un autre monde que je ne suis pas affecté par ça.
There's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that...
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this balladeer guy's...
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that. Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right? Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he couldn't keep hating humans after that. And the story makes sense. Every part of it. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in it just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Please wait a moment. I want to check. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming What
is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale?
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale? That somehow...
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on. So this record survived?
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono and other records will have been changed. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul.
That's incredible!
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one he told.
Du coup, on va placer l'archive dans l'air martial. Oula, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at it. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other... Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was a gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water. the monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this. The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that the two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After bearing... Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering how it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds."
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer story. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and this memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an owl.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood...
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon...
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth, and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, and that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up! How about we go get something?
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear it?
You got it! Come on, traveler! You need to get...
Ok.
Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar!
Oh, on a dépassé les 300 succès.
It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that, but...
Comme je me tape là.
We're here! What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
J'aurais oublié quelque chose.
Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. What is it? Have you...
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
Hey! Hey, wait!
Hmm? You mean me?
No, not you. That kid! Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be...
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon...
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsettias. And I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit...
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking, you don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights.
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed.
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
Quit following me.
Ok.
Behold!
Yeah.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on? Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them. Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with? You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice. Have we met before? No, we haven't met. But you know me? I have no recollection.
Are you absolutely...
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
A puppet? What makes...
Huh?
You were right. The look...
I guess you do know me after all. That is not... Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is... Okay, but please let me deliver these goods...
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want...
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm. And he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Then let's return...
The wind rises.
Ok. Du coup, Scaramuccia, vu qu'il s'est supprimé de l'Armasule, est devenu nomade. Il ne se souvient même plus de lui. Mais je pense qu'il vaut mieux lui dire parce que si les fatouilles le trouvent, ils vont le tuer sans broncher.
Here you go, boss.
Oh, you really went and picked some more.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. But look, it was pouring down and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world. Imagine you and me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not... But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing
But I don't... No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking...
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all...
Thank you. All right, done.
Ok. On retourne au sanctuaire. Hop.
What's wrong? Huh?
Hello. I do apologize for...
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything.
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a...
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden...
I wouldn't call it the past, but I don't like to rely on using terms like this often. But in your case, it...
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yes, something far more distant than the past.
Okay, I have to ask. Oh, you want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation. If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear, but I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me that...
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you nearly died because of what other people did. And many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet...
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but...
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
This is so frustrating! This guy's got so much to answer for, but...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told...
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental...
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to feel...
Very well.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on a...
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him?
Oh, good point. Given your...
Understood.
Thank you.
Oh, j'aurais un cristal comme ça. Bon, j'en ai plus besoin, mais... C'est pas grave.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information These memories will show you the raw truth.
But sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me.
We never give up halfway. Well,
All right.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
is that because this is kind of...
You could say that in
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners? No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved too. There's someone passed out on...
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? Not a scratch. And these fine clothes.
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tataris.
And the rest is history. Well,
in the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby.
During the Tatarisuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The Balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second-in-command at Tatarisuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa, but Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life? Too slow.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Too slow.
Huh? What are we doing back here? Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then...
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the Balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped. After leaving Tatarisuna, the Balladeer ran into this child who didn't have...
What happened to the child?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The Balladeer came home one...
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. The voices have gone. It looks like the...
Let's keep going.
Quit following me.
Ok.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Looks like I went too far.
Ah. Je me souviens de cette salle.
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan. Perhaps you find fighting in the Abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to be...
What a sharp... Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Surely you're not...
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash must make... Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest, and by then, see you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them...
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come.
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Ok. Je vais peut-être baisser un peu le son du jeu. Mettre à 20.
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru. Is that?
Oh, c'est pas... Ah, c'est compliqué le son. Au niveau des dialogues, c'est bien, faudrait que je baisse
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a...
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great... Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you, apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramuccia. The mayor...
The doctor again?
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Let's move on.
Ok. On continue d'explorer.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has...
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rule.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that... Are you sure you want to...
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be... I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all... So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours. You have made your decision.
Thématique.
Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here?
It's...
You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is... my...
Is he alright? No way!
Quoi?
worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end. This is trying my patience.
Have you got all your memories back now?
Have you got any more stupid questions? Feeble human! The wind rises. At my command, you shall fall. Squall and fury. Insignificant pest! Cry louder! The wind rises.
Il manque peut-être d'un peu de PV là. Le son est très très fort aussi. Tiens, mange ça.
My endless cycle begins. Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely... Wait! But it was you inside that thing too! What have you...
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am. You sound like you're concerned, but don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success.
Come on.
J'ai même pas le droit à un petit coffre.
Welcome back, traveler. Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it. After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui. And they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people. And they might not even...
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and that changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of what you were looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul.
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it. Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with it.
I'm glad you're able to think of it, Traveler. In the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after? I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma? So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is everything that you feel is real and lasting. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can...
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day...
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but...
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you.
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't...
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can...
No! Paimon only does nicknames! If it's a
Have you got...
Faut le renommer. Alors... Ouais. J'ai plus de musique. On va laisser Nomade. Hein.
Are you sure? Oh, all right.
There. Now you have a name of your...
What about a nickname? Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one. Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to...
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for... Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know.
I see.
Huh? But...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it all would... What's that look for? Don't make that face. I know what I'm doing. That day will come. Alright. We're done. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore. So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to...
N'empêche qu'en récupérant ses souvenirs, il a...
I've got it. I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
En récupérant ses souvenirs, il a obtenu son œil divin.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. The dark clouds had dissipated. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night, all these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace. Life is a story.
Mais c'est pas par là. Hop. Okay.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back. Wow! Huh? Look at the vase. Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? But Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
You sound lost and confused.
Mhm.
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind.
Huh? Is there someone here?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance. When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not like a vase that falls to the ground. Whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird,
Who are you?
history does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which...
The voices disappeared, and who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying... Anyway, that face is still... Feels wrong just leaving it there.
Ok. Plume d'appellation. Je peux changer le nom de nomade. Moi j'allais dire d'où est-ce que ça sort tout ça? Ok. Moi-même, mais pas moi. Ok. J'ai combien de primo? 3005. Pas mal, pas mal. Ok. Bon, maintenant. Je n'ai plus de quête principale. Ça, je comprends pas. Je comprends pas ce que je dois faire. Je vais faire mes quêtes quotidiennes. Discuter avec Bauer. J'ai mon chien qui chouine, mais elle a la tête dans l'oreiller. Je sais pas ce qu'elle veut. Elle me dit quelque chose, elle. Je crois que je l'ai déjà vu.
Too slow. Quit following me.
Faudrait que je mette à jour mon paiement pour un mouet. Et que je regarde combien de vœux je dois encore faire pour être sûr d'avoir le 5 étoiles. Je voudrais voir si je dois faire beaucoup de vœux pour avoir Yilan. Parce qu'après je voudrais farmer les primos pour avoir Ayaka. Mais il faudrait que je farme pour à peu près 200 vœux. Ça c'est d'être compliqué. Ah, salut toi.
The wind rises.
Ouais, je voudrais modifier le son. Audio. Volume 4, musique 2, dialogue, effet sonore. Pourtant, c'est pas fort. Hein. Les dialogues, c'est bien. Je vais réduire un peu les effets sonores. Je crois que ça fait partie des dialogues. Hein. Tais-toi. Ouais, c'est un peu moins fort. Hop. Ça c'est fait. Cargaison à risque. Donc c'est le ballon à détruire. Oh putain de globe.
Quit following me.
Il est mort. Voilà. C'est bien, je pète assez vite la gueule au ballon. Je vais aller là d'abord. Voilà.
Quit following me. Too slow. Unsightly insects. Ha! Ha! The wind rises. Ah! Ha! Ah!
How amusing.
Ah! Ha!
The night is cold. Don't be scared. Stay put.
Squall and fury. Ah! Ja! Ha! 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 Ah! Ha! Ah! Ha! Ah! Wretched vermin.
Out of the frying pan. Not now.
J'ai même pas touché, lui il est mort des dégâts ou eux. Et ma Shangling il est passé niveau 79. Bon, je vais descendre mon chien parce qu'il arrête pas. Je vais d'abord looter. Hop, hop. Oh là là, elle est malheureuse. Hop. Voilà. Vous avez vu mon XP? 5000... Non, 55 000 sur 26 000. Pas mal, pas mal. Bon, je fais pas mes quêtes d'élévation parce que j'ai pas des persos que j'apprécie. En vrai, je me dis faudrait que je le fasse pour avoir des loots plus intéressants. Mais vu que je pas mes persos, vu que je pas mes persos, je vais avoir du mal à faire les... Bah, tuer les boss, tout ça, les hypostases, tout. Ok, ça c'est fait. Est-ce que je vous ai montré comment on tue l'hypostase d'Andro? Je sais plus. Il est particulier. T'es obligé d'avoir un perso électro déjà. Ce qui m'embête parce que j'en ai pas. J'en aurais pu en avoir un, mais bon. La chance, on a décidé autrement. J'arrive pas à bien me placer, c'est quoi ça?
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
J'ai fait quelques parties de League of Legends hier. J'ai tout perdu. Alors déjà, je tag mid top. Je tombe support. Bon, je fais de mon mieux. Ah, on a un petit vœu. Hop. Un vœu comme ça. Ah, d'ailleurs, je peux en acheter. Boutique. Non, c'est pas ça. Échange astral. Astrion. Voilà, achète cela. Cela, je vais pas les faire. Je les ferai pour Ilan. Hop. En vrai, ce qui va me manquer, c'est des armes, des bonnes armes. Je crois niveau arc et catalyseur, j'ai. Mais le reste... Bon, j'arrive. Ça, quand il y aura Ayaka, je ferai peut-être des vœux d'armes. Pour avoir son arme à elle. Ça m'intéresserait. J'ai 12 vœux comme ça. Ok. Ouais. Bien que, en vrai, je n'ai pas de... J'ai pas beaucoup d'armes 5 étoiles en vrai. J'ai mon catalyseur. Non, mon épée. Si, c'était là. Elle. Fierté de la voûte d'azur. Mais c'est tout, sinon c'est que des 4 étoiles. Kagotsugube Ishin. Je suis en train de me dire qu'elle pourrait être pas mal sur Ayaka. Une parapluie, ça me fume. Espadon de Favonus. Moi j'ai mis Starclass sur coller, mais ça sert à rien. Je le reprendrai sûrement pour Yelan celui-là. D'ailleurs. Voyons. Comment se build Yelan? C'est un DPS qui peut devenir votre support. Ouais, c'est plus comme ça que je veux le jouer. Hein? Donc simulacre de l'eau, c'est son arc à elle. Ouais, j'ai celui-là. Sans quoi, il sait pas... Hmm. Emblème du destin brisé. Augmente la recharge d'énergie. Est-ce qu'en vrai, ancien rituel royal ne serait pas mieux? Oh non. Ouais. Soit ça, âme du naufragé, soit emblème destin brisé. C'est le même truc que pour Raiden. Intéressant. Et du coup, je sais plus ce que je voulais voir aussi. Le but d'Ayaka, tiens. Ah, d'accord, ça donne du critique damage. Ok. Ok. Hmm. J'ai pas beaucoup d'épées. Hein. Épée à une main, je n'ai pas tant que ça. Alors, bon, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Tiens, voyons ça. Parce que j'ai l'impression d'avoir tout fait. Ah, j'ai eu ça. Ah! Ah, j'avais pas vu ça. Ok. Donc c'est là. Non, c'est là. À la statue. Ah, je vais faire le défi pour Lisa aussi. Dans le défi précédent, on pouvait jouer la Shogun Raiden et Ilan. Bah, les deux ensemble vont très bien. Sachez-le. Ce qui renforce mon somme de ne pas l'avoir eu. Non, J. C'est pas là. Bon, ça ressemble à là quand même. C'est à toi qu'il faut que je parle? Ouais. Et m'énerve ces 4 lots, je comprends rien. Hop, domaine des racines enfouies, on y va. On va tabasser du monstre. Je mets niveau moyen 70, comme ça je peux utiliser mes personnages. Après je pourrais mettre encore moins pour utiliser plus de personnages. Hop. Ouais, ça va. Ah, Xiao Kazuha. Comment je vais utiliser ça? Utilisons Xiao d'abord. Je vais utiliser Xiangling en 2. Elle en 3. Ah non, vaut mieux pas que j'utilise Xiao en 1. Attendez. Là, je vais mettre Xiangling, Xiao, comme ça je l'ai 2 fois. Je vais mettre... Ouais, si j'utilise ma Layla, je peux pas utiliser l'autre Layla. Je vais mettre... Elle et Yao Yao en 2. Donc j'ai toujours Xiao en main DPS. Je peux mettre Layla. Il me faut un healer Barbara. Ou alors, tac, tac. Je mets lui. Layla. Barbara. Et là, je mets lui. Ouais, il peut pas être dans 2 équipes, ce que je voulais savoir. Et là, je mets... Une feuille. Je vais mettre l'Isos en ultime, me servira plus. Les capacités. Alors, boost de dégâts Anemo, je vais le mettre ici. C'est quoi ça? Les dispersions qui font plus de dégâts. Je vais le mettre là. Ça, c'est quoi? Attaque plongeante, on s'en fout. Dégâts de déchaînement élémentaire. Je pense que ce sera mieux là. Cryo là, il n'y a qu'un cryo là. Attaque. Et dégâts critiques. Ça devrait être bon.
Have fun with this gift.
Lament!
Gears of the storm. Don't be scared. Hey, hey.
Lament!
Ok.
Wind strider. As one with wind and cloud.
Don't be scared. My guiding star. I'll protect us.
Following that. Clouds high. The birds call.
Evil conquering! Foreign!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night! Wind strider.
Not now. Cold. Mine to let the show begin.
Wind strider.
The night is cold. Stars.
As one with wind and cloud.
C'est l'épée rituelle qui l'en dirait. C'est ce que je mets sur les îlots.
My guiding stars.
Ok.
You're in for a little shock.
You wait.
Unsightly insects! Behold!
That's far enough.
Ils sont tanky, hein.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Oh, don't be scared.
Wind strider. Time to go.
Squall and fury!
You're dead, wretched vermin. Wind strider. As one with wind and cloud.
Behold!
Bow your head. Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strider. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Ok. Je crois que c'est le plus faible score que j'ai depuis le début. Celui-là disponible dans 16 heures. Voilà. Ça c'est fait. 80 primo encore. Ça donne pas mal, hein. Attendez. Une fois 5. Ça donne 400 primo j'aime. Donc il manque juste ce dernier défi à faire pour avoir la tenue. Ouais, c'est bien. Je suis en train de chercher pour la peinture, mais c'est bien. Hein. C'est bien cette statue-là. Quelle est la subtilité? Je ne comprends pas. Rendez-vous à l'endroit indiqué sur la peinture. Et je me suis pas tapé la statue, moi. Je vais aller voir l'arbre des rêves. Tu peux donner des sauts dans le trou là.
Too slow.
Ouais, je teste des trucs. Hein. Ça amène où ça? À la pépinière. D'accord, les graines qu'on plante, ça devient des fleurs comme ça. Super. Ouais, je fais quoi avec ça? Là, je sors.
Quit following me. The wind rises. Squall and fury. Too slow.
J'allais dire, j'ai entendu un drôle de bruit.
The wind rises. Quit following me.
Ah, il est là. Pardon. Là, je sors. Ouais, bref. Alors c'est quoi la quête? Paysage statique. Et où la statue? La statue est là. Ok. Il va falloir la un peu plus au sud de la statue. Un peu comment? Je sais pas l'internet, ça fait bouger ma map. Je ne trouve pas le truc. C'est où? Ah, ça va être ça. Fa mi sol fa mi do. Non, fa mi sol fa do. Ah! Et là je suis dans le monde normal entre guillemets. Où il n'y a pas les petites bêtes là. Merde. Tiens, prends l'Androculus.
Unnecessary. Too slow.
Ok. Mince. Mais du coup ça si je fais accéder à la quête, ça me revient à ça. Là, le 2, accéder à la quête.
There's no need to.
Ça. Continuez d'explorer la forêt en gros. Vous vous êtes occupé. Des choses mauvaises.
Change pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to.
What the pam.
Quit following me.
Ça a pas l'air d'être sous le sol. Tu l'as encore enroué. C'est là.
Take it and have fun.
Ok. Ah là c'est le même. Mais sous terre du coup. J'étais juste à côté. Ah je suis pas passé dessus. Vraiment passé dessus. Ah ouais.
You even want this?
Bon, c'est où le donjon?
You're dead.
Oh, ça m'a pété dessus. Ouais. Oh. Ah, c'est peut-être là. Ouais, flemme. D'accord, donc mes 2 pages étaient éteints. Super. Merci Google Chrome. Ok. Je suis où?
Too slow.
Ah, c'est là où il y a la grosse feuille sur le tronc.
Squall and fury. Take it and have fun.
Pourquoi il y a du poulet comme ça?
Quit following me.
Et où? Ok, donc il fallait faire cette quête-là pour trouver la suite de la quête. Ok. Mais je voudrais trouver le reste des trésors. La statue des 7 de grande machin truc. Grande Arfa. Rendez-vous. Allez vers la grotte à côté. Au nord. Et peut-être que je dois faire cette quête-là. Je peux pas passer. Faut que j'enlève les racines. Comment je fais? Sous les racines, vous trouverez l'emplacement auquel se trouve un coffre ordinaire. J'ai pas la mélodie. Oh non, vu que je l'ai pas, ça marche pas. Oh fuck. J'essaie de parler avec eux pour voir. Eman est stupide. C'était gratuit. bug? Non, ça va. Comment je la reconstruis? Avec la graine? Je trouve pas le coffre. Ouais, il est beaucoup plus bas. Oh, pas tombé. Est-ce que ça, faut pas juste le taper avec l'élément d'intro? Ah si. À chaque fois, je crois qu'il faut les dendrogrammes là, mais non. Faut juste taper avec l'élément d'intro. Bien faire, faudrait que je up coller. Elle me serait bien utile. Avec son arc. Ah, parce que là, il focus pas les stèles. Oh, même mon voyageur.
There's still a long road.
Ouais, je le up mon voyageur aussi.
Propagate. A reward on the road. Scatter.
Ok. C'est tout. Bah, du coup, je vais mettre la quête parce que je ne sais pas ce que je dois suivre. Je fais tout ça pour un champignon. Moi je vais ramasser, il en faut pour coller. Tiens, prends ça. Bon, ça fait un. J'ai pas trouvé le coffre, du coup. Au milieu des racines. Bon, je le ferai une prochaine fois. Dans quoi je me suis quand engagé avant la fin, moi? En tout cas, cette quête était bien liée. Avec les aranas. Tiens, tiens, tiens. De quoi tu parles? Je comprends rien. C'est parce que je suis pas non plus là. Je ne suis pas l'histoire. Blanche volante. Ah, il y a le défi juste au-dessus. La zone de cécité est sous l'eau. Mhm. On examine le champignon.
Scatter!
Ce que je voulais faire. Ah là il me faudrait un perso avec un arc. Tiens remets-moi Yao Yao.
I'll take good care of everyone.
With you all the way.
Don't be scared.
Aïe. Ça fait mal.
Squall and Fury.
Hop là, on détruit la cécité. On a un joli petit coffre.
You even want this?
The wind rises.
Ah mais ça suffit pas.
Squall and Fury.
Oh j'ai cassé le champignon.
The wind rises.
Non. Utiliser pour briser le seau.
Too slow.
Bah si. Ah j'ai un colis qui arrive, attendez. Je reviens. Pour moi, c'était pas pour moi. Bon, je finis vite fait ça, puis on va se laisser. Ah, faut les activer après. C'est qui toi?
Too slow. The wind rises.
Y a plus de champignons. Hey, regardez là-bas. Hein? C'est là. Ça va péter. Autant se battre. Hein. Ah, du coup, il m'a donné une mélodie pour reconstruire les trucs. Bien, merci à toi. Bien, c'est le bon moment pour s'arrêter là. Hop. Voilà. Bon. On aura fini toute la trame principale pour l'instant. Donc Genèse Inversé, c'est fait. On comprend maintenant comment Scaramuccia est devenu Nomade. Après on aurait pu le renommer Scaramuccia, hein, lui garder son prénom. Bref. Donc voilà. Sumeru, c'est fini. Les prochaines quêtes, du coup, ce sera Fontaine, en quête principale. J'ai toujours les trucs secondaires à faire pour l'instant. Et j'ai quelques quêtes du monde qui traînent un peu partout. Mais ouais. On arrive quand même sur la fin du jeu, ça. Je sais pas après comment tu fais pour avoir les... Une fois que t'as fait toutes tes quêtes, comment t'as des primogèmes? Ouais. Bon là j'ai encore des quêtes à faire. J'en ai aussi dans le désert et tout. J'ai pas mal d'explos à faire en fait. J'ai des zones à faire à 100%. J'ai fait mes requêtes et mes primes à mon stat. Je suis passé niveau 5 sur 8. Bientôt niveau 6 je crois. Quand je serai niveau 8 je prendrai le glider et j'irai à l'UU. Je ferai la même chose à l'UU. Donc voilà. Et après je ferai Inazuma. Et Sumeru. Sumeru. Ah, pourquoi ça fait ça? Va falloir que je tweak les paramètres de Chrome. Quand je ne suis pas sur une page, le stream se met en pause. Je ne sais pas pourquoi. Bon, je regarderai ça plus tard. Bon, sur ce, je vous laisse. Je vous souhaite un bon appétit. Vous pouvez me retrouver sur YouTube. Je poste toutes mes VOD sur YouTube. Et aussi me suivre sur Twitter. Pour être averti des lives. Voilà. Sur ce, bah, je vais vous laisser. Sur YouTube, je vous dis à dans 2 jours. Sur Twitch, il y a peut-être un angle où ce soir j'arrive à stream, mais c'est pas sûr. Sinon, ce serait dimanche soir ou lundi. Tab. Voilà, voilà. Sur ce, je vous dis à la prochaine et passez une bonne journée. Ciao, ciao.